Zachary is asleep. His blanket is peaceful. His pillow is peaceful. His hair is somehow fighting gravity. Then his brain opens a tiny movie theater. Tonight's feature, a penguin driving a school bus through a cloud made of spaghetti. Zachary wakes up and whispers, "Why was I taking a math test with a talking banana?" Here is the weird part. His eyes were closed. His room was dark. He was not watching a screen. So why did his brain make a movie anyway? That is our question today. Why do we dream? Sleep looks quiet from the outside. A person lies still. The dog steals half the blanket. Nobody is doing homework. Excellent. But inside the head, the brain is not off. It is more like a city at night. The lights are dimmer. The streets are calmer. But the night shift is very busy. In Body City, memory librarians roll carts down hallways. Emotion firefighters check smoky little feelings. Cleanup trucks collect brain crumbs from the day. And a tiny director says, "Great, now mix all of that into a dream." Dreams are one sign that sleep is active work, not just a power down button. Dreams are not exactly like normal thinking. When you are awake, your brain has a serious little rule checker. It says things like, "No, you cannot ride a toothbrush to the moon." Very boring. Very useful. During dreaming, especially in REM sleep, the brain can be very active. REM means rapid eye movement because the eyes can flick around under closed lids. That is when many vivid dreams happen. But vivid dreams can also happen outside REM sleep. Dreaming is not locked in one tiny room. It is more like a messy festival with several stages. The visual parts of the brain can help create images. Emotion parts can turn the drama knob up, and the strict rule checker may be quieter than usual. That is how you get a dream where you're late for school, but school is inside a whale, and nobody is surprised. Imagine your day is a giant pile of video clips. You saw a dog. You heard a song. You worried about a test. You learned where your socks were. Maybe. At night, your brain walks into an edit room. It does not keep every clip. That would be like saving every picture of your shoe. Too many shoes. Instead, the brain may sort. This might be important. This can probably go. This feeling needs a label. This new idea belongs next to this old idea. A dream may be what it feels like when the edit room is open, but the movie is still being stitched together. It is not always a message. It is not always a prophecy. Sometimes it is a sleepy editor holding 3 clips and saying, "Penguin, math test, banana." Perfect. One reason scientists study dreams is memory. Memory is not just a box where the brain drops facts. It is more like a library that keeps rearranging its shelves. In Body City, the memory librarians are very dramatic. They stamp today's notes. They copy useful pages. They roll important books into long-term storage. They also argue about whether banana math test deserves a shelf. During sleep, the brain can replay and reorganize information. That may help learning. It may help connect something new with something you already know. This does not mean every dream is a perfect memory file. Dreams often scramble things, but the scrambling may happen while the brain is doing serious filing work behind the scenes. So, when you dream about your teacher riding a dinosaur, your brain may not be saying, "Beware dinosaur class." It may be sorting school feelings, recent images, and old memories into one very weird folder. Dreams can be emotional, sometimes funny, sometimes exciting, sometimes embarrassing. Sometimes you wake up thinking, why was my left shoe judging me? One idea is that dreams help the brain work with feelings, not by giving a neat answer every time, more like a practice space. In Body City, emotion firefighters arrive with tiny hoses. A worry cloud floats in. A memory sparkles. A fear alarm goes meep, meep, meep. The firefighters do not erase the feeling. They help the brain handle it. This may be one reason dreams often use pieces of real life, but change the setting. The brain can rehearse emotions in a safe movie world. A dream can feel intense, but you are usually tucked in bed, not actually being chased by a giant homework monster. The monster is imaginary. The feeling is real, and the brain may be practicing what to do with it. Here comes the twist. People often ask, what did my dream mean? And sometimes a dream can point to something you care about. A big test, a friend, a worry, a wish. But dreams are probably not secret fortune cookies from your brain. They do not always have one hidden sentence inside. A better way to think about dreams is this. They are brain activity wearing a costume. Sometimes the costume fits. Sometimes it is a penguin in a crown. Dreams can use real worries, real memories, and real emotions. But the story may be strange because the sleeping brain is not building a normal documentary. It is mixing, testing, filing, and imagining. So instead of asking, what is the one secret message? Try asking, what ingredients did my brain use? Here is what this means in real life. Dreaming is normal. Not remembering dreams is also normal. Some people remember dreams often. Some people wake up with only one tiny clue, like there was soup. You're more likely to remember a dream if you wake up during it or right after it. That is why morning dreams can feel extra vivid. Your brain's movie was still playing when the lights came on. Good sleep matters because sleep helps the brain and body do important work. Dreams are one colorful part of that bigger sleep job. And if scary dreams happen once in a while, that can be normal too. But if nightmares happen a lot, disturb sleep, or make someone afraid to sleep, it is a good idea to tell a trusted adult or talk with a doctor. The goal is not to control every dream. The goal is to give the night shift a safe, steady workplace. So why do we dream? The best answer is not one tiny answer. Dreams may be part memory sorter, part emotion practice room, part imagination playground, and part noisy movie made by a sleeping brain. Scientists still do not know the whole story. That is what makes dreams so wonderful. Every night, each of us closes our eyes, and the brain quietly builds a world no one else can see. A city turns on its night lights. Librarians roll carts. Cleanup trucks hum. Emotion firefighters sip cocoa. A tiny director looks at today's memories and says, what if the moon had socks? And somewhere in the dark, a sleeping brain keeps working. Not because it is broken, because it is alive, learning, feeling, and imagining. Sweet dreams, Body City. Please keep the banana out of the math test.